Some online communities promise truth, some promise enlightenment, and some promise direct messages from sixth density beings. Today we're going to take a closer look at the Cassiopaean Forum, an online spiritual collective centered around channeled messages, in quotations, esoteric work, and a worldview that blends metaphysics, psychology, and conspiracy. And we're examining that world through one of the most widely used frameworks for analyzing high-controlled groups, the BITE model. This stands for behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Let's start with behavior control. Members of the Cassiopaean community aren't just encouraged to participate, they're expected to commit. Hours of reading transcripts and recommended books, daily breathing and meditation routines, strict diet suggestions like gluten-free or keto, and warnings to distance oneself from predators, psychopaths, or anyone who doesn't support the work. Individually, these things seem harmless, but together they shape a lifestyle, one aligned with the group's worldview, and one difficult to step away from. Information control is often subtle, and on the Cassiopaean Forum, it shows up in the form of gatekeeping truth. The Cassiopaean transcripts are treated as authoritative. Critical sources are dismissed as control pro agents or disinformation. Posts that question the narrative often get moved, reprimanded, or removed. When a community decides which information is safe for you and which voices can't be trusted, that's a classic sign of information filtering, even if the intention is protection. Thought control doesn't mean brainwashing. It means shaping the lens through which members interpret the world. Key terms appearing on the Cassiopaean Forum is service to self versus service to others, organic portals, the wave, perdition, buffers, and wishful thinking. This insider language does something important. It narrows how reality is interpreted. If you disagree with the group doctrine, it's wishful thinking. If you have an experience that contradicts the transcripts, you're seeing through buffers. And if you're questioning the cosmology, you're told you're being influenced by the predator's mind. This is how belief systems become self-reinforcing. Finally, we look at emotional control, perhaps the most powerful element. Teachings about upcoming cataclysms create existential anxiety. Leaving or disagreeing risks being labeled service to self, selfish, or spiritually devolved. Members often self-criticize for not doing the work properly. Fear of alien manipulation and psychic predators adds a constant sense of invisible threat. When fear, cosmic or personal, becomes a motivator, emotional dependency on the group tends to grow. So what does the BITE analysis show? The Cassiopaean Forum exhibits several markers associated with high control groups, especially in information management, thought shaping, and emotional pressure. This shows that the structure and dynamic share similarities with other high-demand spiritual communities. In the end, the goal isn't to demonize, but to understand, to see how belief, belonging, fear, and meaning intertwine. And to remember that when a group claims they alone possess the truth, that's when it's time to ask questions.